Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play The Dig. And when last we left off, Lo, Brink and Robbins had begun to explore this large expanse of practically nothing that's around here, only to find out that there isn't exactly just nothing there. First they found the ruins of an alien spaceship, confirming that at least at some point on this planet there was sentient life. If there still is now is up to debate, for while they were exploring on the inside of the ship, finding a strange sort of device, and seeing some wiring that Lo thought they needed, a strange sort of electrical apparition, that's the word they used to name it, appeared and floated around, becoming increasingly more complex shapes. Lo thinks it was an effort to communicate, but Brink doesn't. In fact, Brink is generally getting more and more annoyed with Lo, as the next site they went to was effectively some graves that Lo decided to dig up one of them and find nothing but bones. Although of note is the fact that the jawbone has very sharp teeth still in it, and the tusk is exceptionally sharp. So basically, whatever these creatures were, the bones were very strong indeed. Now we found a massive pile of dirt, but that strange device that we found actually pointed to this very, very small mound here.
Nothing but dirt.
Also, before we actually have a look at these, let's see what this does. Can we talk to anyone? Doubt we could talk to Miles or Borden, but let's try.
Load a shuttle. Come in, Ken. Way out of range.
Yep, very much so.
Load a shuttle. Come in, Cora. Way out of range.
Now imagine if we talk to Maggie and Brink, that might not be the case. But let's not right now. We have no reason to. So, let's actually dig up this pile of dirt with this shovel. The handiest of shovels.
With that device pointing at this mound, I suspect there might be something buried here.
How scientific of you, Commander.
Well, that's exactly the same animation, but hey, why use a different one for the same action? Digging dirt.
Another random hole bulldozed by our fearless leader.
Maybe not. I thought I saw something shining. An artifact.
Indeed, there is a bracelet.
It looks like a bracelet.
Let us see what the others think of it.
This artifact is very delicate. It looks like it may be useful as well as ornamental.
Although useful how, we don't know.
I wouldn't mind wearing it, but it's too small for my wrist.
Well, we might as well just hold on to it for now. I suppose we could look at it.
It looks like a bracelet.
It probably is. There's not really much more for us to explore in this area. There is a hole that we could look at. Let's look at the hole.
Nothing but dirt.
Indeed. Let us leave. There is really not much more we can do here. In fact, there really is only one area we can look at, and that is the central area that we were previously in. Run, Lo! Run back to your stuff!
I think we can safely say this is not a natural weather phenomenon.
How about a mirage? Anyone voting for it being a mirage?
It knew we were here. It was trying to tell us something. Or show us something.
Don't be too quick to anthropomorphize.
How do we know what life looks like here?
It might be alive. Or it might be some kind of automatic guidance system. We triggered it in that ruined ship and now it's leading us.
You mean this is the last gasp of a holographic tour guide?
Or the Port Authority. Maybe it's telling us we're under arrest. Come quietly or self-aiming lasers will toast us to cinders in 15 seconds.
Stop it. Maybe you can think that's funny, but the last thing I need is some mischievous boy trying to give me the creeps.
If I wanted to give you the creeps, I'd tell you that it was the ghost of a long-dead alien.
How do you know it isn't a ghost?
What? You think this is where aliens end up when they die? If it is, then this place better be hell, because it sure isn't my idea of heaven.
Now you're starting to give me the creeps.
Well, there's not really much we can do there. We could talk to Robbins and Brink again, and then look at this small hole that we've been pointed to.
Robbins.
Let's actually talk about the apparition. The strange lights. Maybe there's something new to say.
Assuming it was sentient, what do you think that thing was trying to tell us?
Commander Lowe makes a concession. Since this is a momentous occasion, I'll tell you that I think the spot it was pointing at might be interesting to look at.
Fair enough. Let's say something profound.
That's 2 occurrences. I'm not sure what to make of them.
Don't look at me, Commander. That last one did seem to hover over that spot, though.
Yep, I think the game is most certainly telling us that that spot is important.
Do you think that apparition meant anything?
I'm not sure, but it seemed to focus on that spot.
Fair enough. Let's stop talking for the moment.
Thanks.
And let's talk to Brink, I think.
Brink,
Hello, Brink. First, the apparition.
what do you make of the last ghost event?
Maggie may be right. It could be sentient, but one does not judge too hastily.
Okay.
Do you have any guesses as to what these things are?
First of all, Commander, I don't guess. Second of all, if I did, it wouldn't take me long to consider looking more closely at that spot where the last one hovered.
You see, Maggie said that in a nice way. You're just being mean about it, Brink.
I could really use your best educated guess about that apparition.
Given my vast experience in alien apparitions, Commander Lowe, I'd say it might have been correlated to that spot.
Fair enough.
Thanks.
Well, let's actually have a look at that spot, shall we? This strange hole.
It's too small and dark to see if this hole leads anywhere.
Couldn't we just use the flashlight on the hole?
The flashlight won't help.
Okay, so far we've had no use for the flashlight whatsoever. But we do have a shovel. Let's dig our way down.
I'm gonna see if I can enlarge the hole. Maybe there's something under here.
Yeah, maybe something lives down in that hole.
The utterances of experts.
Well, let's see what's happening. What's the worst that could happen, eh?
The ground is soft here. Loose. I think this used to be an opening, and over the years, wind has filled it up with sand and dirt.
Here, let me see. Yes, that's right. You're probably right.
That means the ground is treacherous. It could be hollow under there.
Commander, I think it's time for an archaeologist to do the digging. I'm used to dealing with drifted soil.
The shovel is yours, Brink. Just be careful. The ground's pretty unstable. My feet kept sinking.
My whole training is to be careful. Not to charge in with guns blazing.
All right.
Finally, a good use for my extensive training.
The same animation. So far, so good.
No! It's completely...
I can't! No! Brink! I couldn't get to him in time. I couldn't.
It happened too fast. Can we get down there? How long a drop is it?
Looks like the rubble has formed a ramp. Follow me.
Oh dear.
Here he is. He's not moving.
Brink. Boston. He's dead.
I should have been the one digging.
Then you'd be the dead one.
It was my responsibility to.
Brink and I are not children or trained monkeys. We're responsible adults. It could have been any of us, and there's not a thing you could have done to prevent it.
But to lose Brink, and we've only been up here.
Look, you can't keep me safe, and I can't keep you safe. So there's no particular reason for us to stay together. Our odds of getting back to Earth are better if we work separately on figuring this place out.
I don't like the idea of splitting up.
Why? Because we're safer together? Ask Brink about that.
Because maybe I won't know what I'm seeing without you to help me understand it.
If you find something interesting, the communicators still work. Till then, adios, ciao, sayonara, auf Wiedersehen.
Maggie, it's against every rule of military action for an officer to be separated from his command.
Boston, this isn't a military action. And you don't have a command. There's just you and me, and we both know exactly the same amount about this situation, which is to say, nada, nothing, zip. If we suddenly find ourselves facing an army, then you're in command again. Until then, adios, ciao, sayonara, auf Wiedersehen.
Nobody likes you when you smart off like that.
Yeah, all my psychological tests as a kid said that I didn't work well with others.
So this is what failure feels like.
Well, at least you got the shovel back, eh? Yep, this is not good whatsoever. Not even slightly. Brink is dead. And as Maggie stated, there literally was nothing that we could do about that. That was an unavoidable eventuality of the game. Nothing really much to say there, but here's Brink's body.
You could be irritating sometimes, but you sure didn't deserve to die.
Well, let's see if there's anything in particular that he had that might be useful, because in the end, this is a survival situation.
You could be irritating sometimes, but you sure didn't deserve to die.
Well, nothing there of particular interest. Also, is a glowing rather, not growing. Well, to be fair, it is also growing, I'd wager. Oh, a plate. There's something useful.
Looks like one of the control plates we found on Attila.
Well, can we take it?
Looks like one of the control plates we found on Attila.
You've already said that. But hey, we have something. What about these plants, though? We might as well start exploring. After all, nothing else to do.
No signs of bioluminescence. These plants must be feeding off some underground electrical source.
Electrical, eh?
Well, that probably wouldn't hurt, too. The plants seem to draw energy from my body and disperse it among all the plants. They must share a common root system.
Well, that's something we've learned. I take it we can't head back up the canyon. Maybe we can. No, we can. Not really much reason to, mind you, but hey, we can. So let's just start exploring, I think. There's an alcove, though. Triangular, again with the geometry.
This reminds me of the control panel from the asteroid. Maybe if I find all the right metal plates and arrange them the right way, just like before.
Maybe. Does this one work?
It won't do anything.
Well, that's something. That seems to work. There is another plate here, though. We're going to need 5 more actual, 4 more plates. Also, this is apparently the Nexus, and we might as well actually, see if we can talk to Maggie and see what she's found. We could try talking to Brink, but that's not going to work.
He's dead.
Yep, talking to him is pointless.
Robbins. Come in, Robbins.
Robin's here. What is it?
Well, we might as well start asking questions.
Do you think that apparition meant anything?
I'm not sure, but it seemed to focus on that spot.
That is true.
As irritating as he was sometimes, I really miss having Brink around.
There's nothing you could have done. Let it go.
Fair enough. We could talk about him some more.
I'm sorry Brink is dead, but I don't think it's right for you to blame me for it.
I don't blame you.
It's not safe for us to be separated.
It's not safe for us to be together either. In fact, Boston, it's just plain not safe.
Yeah, it's pretty much not safe anywhere.
I'm sorry that I can't protect against every possible accident, but that doesn't mean it isn't better for us to stay together.
Would you stop taking this personally, Boston? I'm doing my best to decipher the inscriptions that are all over the place here. Would you be any good at that?
No.
So please, go do what you're good at, and I'll stay where I am and do what I can do best. For instance, you might figure out how to turn on the lights around here.
Yeah, there are indeed lights. Probably. I'd wager. There's more Brink conversation, apparently.
Brink's death scared me too, Maggie.
Well, it didn't scare me. I've seen people die before, Boston. I've covered terrorism. I've covered executions. I've covered wars.
So what you're saying is, this is just another assignment for you.
Coming on the space shuttle to divert the course of Attila, that was just another assignment. Nobody ever asked me if I wanted to go to an alien world from which there might be no return.
Nobody knew.
You expected something alien, Boston, and you didn't tell me.
What if you had known? Known everything. Coming here, being marooned, Brink dead.
Oh, shut up, Boston.
You would have come anyway, wouldn't you?
Don't you have something useful to do?
I think he's right. I think she would have come along.
Brink's still dead.
Thanks for the status report.
Maybe that might change. Who knows? This is a really strange world. Anything's possible. Well, that was a little unusual. The game froze up there for a little while. So, I've restarted the recording. Let's see what happens if I click it now.
Maggie, I found a plate like the ones in the asteroid that triggered our journey here.
For all we know, any plates we find might send us on a voyage to the opposite edge of the galaxy.
Tell you what, I'll keep looking for more of them and you decipher that language so we can read the directions.
Great. You get to look for metal things lying around on the ground while I have to decode a completely alien language without any information about how they think or what they might be writing about. Yeah, that's a fair division of labor.
Yeah, well, there's not really much else we can do, is there?
Still looking for more of these plates, Maggie.
While you're at it, see if you can find a big juicy steak. Or, I'm not fussy, a nice salad, or even a couple of grapes.
We'll see what we can do.
Got any ideas about our friendly ghost? Do you think it was trying to get one of us hurt?
How can I know, Boston? But I think it was trying to show us how to get down here. Brink falling and getting killed, that was an accident. Whether the ghost is a sentient being or some kind of holographic guide, it led us into a different part of the complex, didn't it?
Yeah, but is that good or bad?
It's better than sitting around in the sunlight wishing for a swimming pool.
Well, that's true.
Where do you think we'll run into our next ghost?
If it was just a leftover holographic display, maybe we've seen the last one. But if it's an intelligent entity, it could still be watching, evaluating us.
I should have worn my Sunday best.
What's that? The t-shirt with no holes?
I think at least he has one of those. Maybe two.
Thanks.
Well, let's keep looking. We're gonna go try and find more of these plates. There's also a door here. I don't think we're going to be getting very far into that, considering it was described in the actual description as sealed.
Doors everywhere. I wonder which one is the pay toilet.
Probably none of them, Lo.
Doors everywhere. I wonder which one is the pay toilet.
Also, there was a panel further back. I see another panel there. We might as well actually have a look at this panel as well. After all, they must have some sort... Ooh, there's another door there. Let's have a look at the panel first.
A row of dark crystals. Some kind of control.
Let's have a look. There are 4 red crystals here. Let's have a look. 4 red crystals. Let's actually write that down and start pressing them. Oh. They can change shape. Oh, they can change to a lot of different shapes. I have no idea what any of those do. So let's just go. We have no reference for what that puzzle actually is. We could just randomly click, but considering that there seems to be about 12 combinations for each different one of the 4 choices, that's really not going to do anything. This one appears much the same, so yeah, that's not really going to help. That's not really going to help whatsoever. There's a column. Suppose we could have a look at that. There's probably another panel by that next door. Yep.
Somebody spent a long time engraving these smooth grooves on the surface of this column. I wish I knew what for.
I've no idea.
Somebody spent a long time engraving these smooth grooves on the surface of this column. I wish I knew what for.
I also wish that the game would be a little bit consistent in actually the left and the right mouse button doing different things. I actually clicked the right mouse button to examine it, and then my left to try and use it, and nothing happened. But there's a rod here, and next time, folks, we shall grab that rod. Maybe it has a purpose. Who knows? Who knows? I hope it does. I hope it does, because otherwise we're going to spend the rest of their lives walking around in this place finding nothing, or solving the occasional puzzle. Who knows, as I say. I hope we solve puzzles. We won't get very far otherwise. So, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.